So Arsenal blinks first in the expected title race. Manchester United had a disaster clash at Old Trafford against an slot machine. Haaland scored his hat trick for another game in a row. All of this will be discussed in this episode of ROP. Please subscribe, press the like button, and let's go. Welcome back to ROP Round of Play podcast, where we discuss all things football, in particular the EPL. I'm your guy, Dr. Toves. We've got Johnny Boy in the building. Johnny Boy, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm so happy to be here to discuss
Was
explosive weekend we had last week.
it was
I
an
laugh at some
explosive
people
Sunday. I
over
don't know
here
about
too.
Saturday, but
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, very
We also
explosive. Bombs have been
mm,
dropped. Bombs have been
some people were
dropped at some people's
playing the lottery,
places.
but it was not clicking.
Yeah, so
Um, we have the man, Mr. Jude. Jude, how are you doing, Jude, today?
I'm
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
okay. I'm doing fine.
Are you
Glad
smiling?
to
Well,
be
I don't know
here.
why you're smiling yet, but we're going to talk about it later. We also have the man that hates Arsenal so much that he became the Eric Ten Hag defender, Mr. Sheun T. How are you doing, my friend?
Those two things are not related. And listening to the intro, I didn't realize that we had already, crowned Arsenal as there was already a title race happening.
Expectation.
3 games into. No,
Oh,
no,
are
I didn't know
you?
nobody,
now.
nobody seems
Like
to win the league at Arsenal and Man City now. Everybody knows that.
we already started,
Hmm.
according to Dr. Tools, title race started 3 games in, right? So we're
You know,
just
it's an
waiting for the rest of.
expectation. People, who are the
Um,
two people that they're expecting to title
okay,
to contend? Is Arsenal and Man City. I
who is
know
doing that?
that
Who is
you
who is
are
the one that's
an
expecting?
exemption. You hate Arsenal so much, you put Manchester United in there in game week one, actually. But yeah, we'll take it from there. We'll take it from
Yeah,
there.
It's not yet.
After
Hmm.
It's not
narrowly
like
escaping
20
Fulham,
games into the season.
yeah. I put United there than City next now, right? So it's not as if it's not an entirely realistic
Exactly. Yeah.
assessment.
So yeah, you take it from there. You take it. You take it from me. I'm going to hands up for now and just take the back seat.
No, I mean obviously, the Arsenal guys are here, and for those who don't know, right? Let's
Oh,
give them
oh.
back
Story.
roses. Johnny Johnny Boy is never on time and is never like ready, but he was ginger today to come here and attack United. So I think I would give him the floor since he was very prepared. And from your
Hmm.
perspective as a hater, right? Tell me what you saw. Like, what did you see, or tell us like what you saw watching that United game. You said you expected United to lose. You knew it was going to be a high scoring game, but you thought eventually when they asked your prediction, you said draw. So maybe deep down somewhere in you thought United also had a chance. Um,
they had a
yeah,
chance because we're home. That was my main
right.
thing. Because you were home, and I felt that okay, you're playing Liverpool. Everybody knows when United is playing Liverpool. So usually a very big game. Tensions are rising, So I expected Man U to come out blazing, but I was shocked. If you remember, Liverpool actually scored in the 6th minute or
Yeah,
7th minute. If not because of the offside, it was they already scored 7th minute, and I was like, what's happening here? I'm yet to be turned on my TV, and United has conceded. But luckily for you guys didn't. But what I noticed that, and even social media, and they're trying to scapegoat Casemiro, but man, Casemiro is just a microcosm of the whole problem at United.
hmm.
You guys are just trying to play out of the back or trying to do all these passes and stuff, but you're not
You
yet
mean
fully
even though
identified.
they
That's just
signed
the
all
truth.
these nice players that
You
can play
guys
from
don't.
the back, the gang
You
press.
guys are not still like when you see teams like City, you see like Arsenal, you see the cohesion in their passing game. You don't know what they're doing, but United, you can still see that there's a little bit of struggle. So I think that's one problem you guys have. Second of all, I think defensively, I was thinking you guys were better, but I don't think what I saw this weekend. Defensively, you guys are not it. Like for instance, the first goal, where was Masraoui? He was nowhere to be found. Diaz or Schlotterbeck could have scored. Any of them could have scored there. Masraoui was nowhere to
Oh,
be
you mean the
found.
first goal? It was
The
Diaz. Yeah,
second,
it was actually both of them there. Yeah.
yeah, the second goal, I don't know what Martinez was doing. Like Diaz was his guy, and he let him go
Hmm.
and score. The third goal, too, the same thing. They took the ball, I think, out of Maino or somebody. I don't know who they took the ball off, and it was like a quick counter, and
Yeah, it
they
was
went in
manual.
and
Yeah.
scored. Salah was Salah was on by himself. That's why Salah. Imagine normally you're supposed to control the ball first, but because there was nobody there, he just shot it one time and scored. And then Martinez also made a mistake that should have been punished, but Salah missed it.
Yeah.
So defensively, I was saying you guys were better, but I don't think you guys are yet there. I'm fascinated to see what Ugarte does in your middle. You guys have so much hype for Ugarte. I'm curious to see how he blends into the team because it's obvious that in as much as I don't want to blame Casemiro, but I think his age is playing a big factor. Like I think it's really telling on him right
I
now. To
mean,
be honest with you, I
a
feel for him.
counterfactual scenario.
I do feel for him.
Ugarte instead of
I
Casemiro.
feel for him.
Counterfactual scenario. Ugarte instead of Casemiro in that game. Do you think it makes a difference? For
The
Liverpool.
only difference it makes is that probably Ugarte is more robust and more like somebody can get around the pitch better.
Okay.
That's probably the difference I see. So what I would do if I'm United, probably play the two of them and then play Mino in front of them. I don't know,
Right.
but that's what I would do because first of all, remember Ugarte is new in the league,
Yeah.
so it's not. I don't expect him to come in and just hit the ground running. Some players do that, but I wouldn't expect that of him. And he's playing a very delicate position too. You should also know that. So yeah,
Dr.
that's what I
Tools.
would say.
I mean, I want to hear from the haters, first before the United fans discuss. But like Dr. Tools, Arsenal, you guys have been here before, right? In Ateta's first two seasons at Arsenal, he came eighth twice.
But there was style of
And
play, though.
then
There was
in the third
there was
season,
style
I
of
think you
play,
guys
though.
came.
Yeah.
There was style of play, sure, right? And in the third season, I think you guys came fifth or fourth. So you've been on this journey of like, and I mean, while you might say in hindsight is 2020, right? And a lot of Arsenal fans say that that there was always a style of play. But I remember at the time, AFTV, it was crazy, right? Don Robbie, Ligona, all these guys, there was a lot of animosity
Yes,
within the
yes.
Arsenal fan base about Arteta. Um, right.
Yeah, serious.
And there still is, right. But now many more of them are on his side. So I'm asking you, like, United are third season with Ten Hag. I know you brought up the style of play point. You're already alluding to the fact that unlike Arteta, we can't see anything with Ten Hag. But like, as a fan who has gone through maybe a similar journey with your team in terms of like
Transition.
rebuilding and restructure, third season for Ten Hag, third game of the season, United versus Liverpool, 3
Yeah.
nil at home loss. What did you see?
Well, first of all, I don't have answers. I only have questions. But before I go into the questions, there are no similarities. There are no similarities between Arteta's first three seasons and Eric Ten Hag's
Of
first
course,
three
now.
seasons. Yes, the only
How would that be
similarity
now?
is
Yeah.
that there was an eighth finish somewhere. Apart from that, Eric Ten Hag was
Okay.
backed. He was signing all these world class players that were told that were going to be the heroes of Manchester United. So one of the first questions that I have is, how is it that Manchester United have this hero syndrome? They signed Lisandro Martinez and they believed that it was going to be the answer to the defensive quagmire. They signed Varane, Champions League Varane. They believe was going to be the answer to the defensive quagmire. They signed Harry Maguire to be the answer to the defensive Maguire. They signed
Fridge,
Mazraoui,
fridge.
Amrabat, Casemiro, Ugarte, the elite. The list goes on and on. How come you guys are still not yet defensively sound? That's question number one for the Man United fans. Question number two: how come that you have Kobe Mano on your screen over there? I can see you have Garnacho on the screen. I can see Rasmus is very very injured. No problem. Which of these guys performed to your satisfaction in the weekend? That's a question number two. Question number three: how come that Slot just 3 games into the season and he already knows how to unlock and discombobulate Manchester United? Those are the questions. Yes, and he has a
And he has a style
style
of
of
play too.
play.
And he
Thank
has
you
a
very
style of
much.
play too.
So those are my initial
He has
three
a style of play
questions, and then
already.
I
I
will throw
noticed
some
that.
other ones if we are not satisfied with the answers, ladies and gentlemen. That questions go to Jude because Jude seems the most realistic guy that's not just going to defend United at all costs. So
And he's an
let's
ETH
go. I don't
defender
have
too. So
answers,
let's
just
hear from him.
questions. Let's start from your
Staunch
hero
advocate of
syndrome. Why do
ETH.
you guys have that? You have a savior.
I don't think you blame the hero syndrome or you can't say you can't just go into the hero syndrome. I think the problem you're having is the same thing you guys had when you
No,
bought
it's not.
Declan
It's not. It's
Rice,
not. It's not this.
right? It's also a hero syndrome.
And they feel like
No,
Declan
the thing
Rice.
is, whenever a team buys a big star, you always have
Mm.
that hero syndrome. Haaland at Man City gives you that hero syndrome. Chelsea buying Nkuku gave them that hope that there's something.
Yes,
Enzo,
but the
hope.
difference with Declan
So
Rice and all your
it's all
syndrome is
about
that Declan
if
Rice
fans believe it.
has
Kala, big
performed.
Kala, Kala
But
Fury.
if
Mm.
if you buy an average player or a lower player or a lesser, not a big star, but somebody that performs, but it's not a big star, you probably just be like, oh, this person's slotting. At first, I
The
didn't know
butcher.
much about Lisandro when he came, right? It's after a few games we
Hmm.
we felt the butcher. Varane was he had
Hmm.
Champions League glory and all those stuff. You can't
Very
blame
true.
United
What about
fans for
Meno
not
then?
doing it.
Meno, the hero syndrome
So
for Meno. Yes.
Melo is an
Benitez said he
upcoming
should be
star. It can't
starting.
be your hero. It can't be the hero.
Mhm.
No, I never saw him as a hero. I saw him as an
Mhm.
upcoming star, someone that is coming up, which is fine. When he gets there, we can say, oh, he's a hero. Casemiro is fine. Casemiro, his
Hmm.
work rate at Madrid will give you hope. So we as fans have to have
Okay.
that positive belief. Otherwise,
Okay.
why are you
Okay.
bringing the person into
Question
your
number
team?
two. At the
Do you
weekend,
understand?
which of
You
your
already knew.
players do you say had a very good performance? Your starting 11. I'm
Which
sure
of
when you
my
start the starting
players
11, you are like, this starting
had
11
a
can do
very good.
something against Manchester, against Liverpool. No.
No, I saw this hard level and I was discouraged. I think it
Ahmad
was
was their best player.
it
Hmm.
was the second minute or third minute. The first counter Rashford did, he just turned back, and I was just
Hmm.
discouraged from that gameplay. Before you know it, they ran another one, and I was like, "You are mounting pressure that
Hmm.
you might not be able to
Yeah.
sustain." They considered the first goal, but I think going to going to Sheamus' point, right? Even if we had Ugarte, I don't think there would have been much different. I think we
Yes,
would have probably
which leads to the
conceded
third
the
question. Why
same
come
goals.
there's still no style
Yeah,
of play with Ten Hag and signing all these players?
That's up to Ten Hag. I think someone said is more. We are looking at more of a counter football kind of situation.
that's what I see. That's what I
Yeah,
see.
that's what you see. I don't
Yes,
see anything. I just know we are just
Just
playing.
kicking the
That's what
ball,
I'm
long
seeing
the
so
ball.
far. I thought this would have
but
been
bunch of 11 players playing ball.
from the first game, the second game. I thought okay. Even the Brighton game, I thought we started passing from the back. But this game, it was like he changed. He wanted to do more of counter. Like the flanks were going immediately. We had the ball. We've not even passed the ball around to settle, to absorb the pressure and contain the ball and hold possession. We've already everybody's out. If you look at either the three goals, I think the three goals is the same error. Trying to push the ball as fast. I think for me, I just think Slot just watched the game, maybe against
I
Fulham.
think he said it. He said it.
He
He
watched
said
the game and just knew that was our weakness. And he just pinpointed the players to high press
Hmm.
Man U at that point and cut that pass. Because once you cut that pass, nobody can track back. And they had four or three good guys in front that were
Yeah.
efficient enough to score, right? But blaming Mazraoui is not his fault. You cannot blame someone who has already run out and expecting a pass. I think that falls back to ETH. He could have seen the gameplay
Yeah.
and changed
Exactly. Sean,
something
you have a difference
within
of
the
opinion.
half
I know. I know. So
instead of
those
okay,
same three questions to you, sir,
Yeah, no, I'll treat your questions like serious
because they are
questions,
serious. They're
right?
very, very serious.
And give them no, sure,
and audience would like to know.
and give them just answer. So starting with the first one, because I took notes.
Yes.
Hero syndrome. I think that's just the price of being the biggest club in the world, right? It comes with the territory as United. Our history is replete with heroes. The 99 trophy that we won, it
Hmm.
was hero syndrome. And Solskjaer has won it.
Yeah.
Hero syndrome, right? O eight treble, hero
Hmm.
syndrome,
Nani
Cristiano,
Anderson.
Sheringham.
Yeah.
Like our history is filled with heroes. Ryan Giggs against Arsenal, scoring that
Yeah.
goal from halfway line, taking off his shirt, throwing it. David
Van
Beckham. That's
Nistelrooy,
it
that's
comes with the
assistant
territory
coach
as
right now.
United
Yes. Yes.
heroes. Yeah, and Destroy, who
Hmm.
is back in the room, and almost like the hero syndrome is both a gift and a curse, right? Because it's kind of like a crutch that weighs heavily on United and
the
everything,
young
and every manager who has sat in that seat is always, and every player is
Yeah.
always in the shadow. And every time you turn on the TV, there's Rio Ferdinand or Gary Neville talking about how back in their own time they used to do it really, and so like hero syndrome
Yeah.
come to territory, I get it, right? As for Garnacho and Kobe, I think the reason why most people are not going to spend so much time talking about them is that they are 19-year-old kids, right? Both of them are nominated for
Mm.
Young Ballon d'Or. I'm not worried
Yeah.
about either of them, right? I'm not gonna spend. I'm not worried
Mm.
about them at all. I think Kobe is gonna learn. He needs to go to the gym. That push that McAllister pushed him, I'm sure they should show him that video. He needs to go to the
Yeah.
gym. He needs to chop up. Garnacho, I don't think Garnacho
Yeah.
had his
But who
best
who
game.
played well? Who played well
I'm actually, I
in
think
your team?
if
Your own player of the match.
that's a difficult question. I think Mazraoui was okay. I think Delete in the corner in Delete when he goes home in the privacy of his home, he can be happy with his own performance as well for the 60 minutes or
Mm.
so that Delete played. I
Just
think
give
he
me the
was I
light.
think he was decent. Yeah, just show
Mm.
me the light. So you're on mute, Johnny boy. So aside from Delete and Mazraoui, I don't really think anybody else in the United team had a good game.
I beg to differ. If Delete, I'll give him a 4 in that game. And he have a good day. I'll give him as right, but not
No, no,
Delete.
no. Yes, I mean, I disagree, right? I think the list has some notable one-on-one tackles that he was able to put in, some good passes, good movement. He looked assured on the
And
ball.
made
Unlike
some errors too.
no, I don't see what you're talking about. Unlike Martinez, who looked
You know,
shaky on the ball a lot of time, I
Yeah.
think the list looked assured. Now, the last question you asked was about Anslot, and I stand by my initial prediction about Liverpool. I don't buy it, right? In Eric Ten Hag's first season in United, he beat Arteta, who had been here
Mm-hmm.
for 4 years. He beat Jurgen Klopp as well, who had been here
Yeah.
for a
Era's
long
come to
time.
an
He
end.
beat in
Yes.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first season. He beat. So what does that mean, right? When you can say that as an insult, if you want to banter, I
Hmm.
will take it as banter. But if you are doing analysis, it doesn't tell me anything that Ancelotti is talking because whenever anybody beats anybody, they can
Mm.
explain how they did it. It's not it's banter. It's good. It
Yeah.
makes for good entertainment, but it doesn't tell me much, right? Look at this guy, Andrzej Postecoglou, Mr. Highline. How many points do they have in this Premier League season? Last year they were the talk of the town. Now
Yeah,
he
yeah,
looks
you're
very
right. Maybe
foolish
like
that
new
this is
manager
super
bounce type of thing. Yeah.
Highline. So new manager
Yeah.
bounce, and again, and slot is inheriting a structure at Liverpool that has been consistently these teams at Liverpool. This most of those players have played together for on average 4 years of
Yes.
consistent routines training. He's not reinventing the wheel. In fact, if he has any sense, unlike David Moyes, who came after Fergie and tried to
Yeah.
shake up
Change the
everything,
whole thing.
and the slot hasn't done much. They
That's
haven't
very,
even
very
signed. How
true.
many players
And
have they even
that's
signed?
the
They haven't
question
even brought
again
in
because
anybody.
Ten Hag is the team is now his team, isn't it? Like almost everyone there is the one that brought them in and
No,
things like that. Surely they should have more
so okay, so
structure.
segueing into Ten Hag's
Yeah.
specific failures, right? And I think this game, I think Ten Hag has to live and die by his choices, right? His decisions that he makes, his lack of charisma, right? Like, cause he doesn't have any what they call it, what the young people call it now, steez, zero, right? Like, and the way he answers questions when they ask him, like, he looks like somebody that is rattled, and I think that
Well,
lack of
he just
confidence
drank 3-0 at
is
home
is
and
is
it was
transferring
booed. Yeah,
to
obviously he's going to be rattled.
no, like I mean, like he looks rattled, and I think that lack of confidence is showing in the players because the thing with Casemiro, right? No matter what the tactics is, those were horrible mistakes by Casemiro. You know when like you're just having like a brain fart. I think he left the game as
Hmm.
soon as they subbed him,
He was having
and
flashback
his
of
wife is
seven
now
nil. Maybe
posting
that's what was
pictures.
happening. Yeah, flashback.
But we can't blame Casemiro for
That's what I'm
passing
I'm not.
that's what I'm
So
saying.
No,
Firmino
no, no,
left
no,
him
no. Wait,
alone in the
wait. I'm
midfield.
not.
He's
I'm not.
still
I'm
Ten
not
Hag.
blaming
He fell back to
Casemiro.
Ten Hag.
No, okay, wait. Well, no, like I'm saying, like
is the hashtag
no, no.
send the ball out.
No, see, like, let's start with the first goal, right? Ten Hag tactics are high risk, high reward, and that's why I said Ten Hag will live or die by his choices. Because in the FA Cup final against Man City, you dropped Casemiro for Amrabat because Casemiro had been having a stinker. And we all know that like throughout the summer they were trying to sell Casemiro to Saudi. So why all of a sudden is Casemiro now your main DM? I know you've not signed anybody, but look at what's and I don't want to use Maresca as a template, but look at like what managers like Ateta and Pep are doing at their teams. If a player is not living up to your this thing, then they know it's right. But why is Casemiro? So everybody knows that Casemiro's legs are gone and then Ten Hag is playing
Because he signed an
this kind
injured
of
player
game
as
because
well.
I think a different midfielder
Because we don't have an option.
Exactly.
Do you have an option for the DM?
play.
That's the problem.
No, see, play to be Collier there.
The goal was,
Play
I think the goal was by Ogate. right? The
Yes.
whole delay is what was causing this whole thing. So
So
on
you
that
so you
part,
blame the guys higher up for
page,
not signing
you
him on
blame
time.
the guys are higher up for delaying that deal.
No,
Exactly.
You
but I'm saying
understand?
even if the deal did not work out, as the manager, that's what I'm saying. Ten Hag's job, what he gets paid the big bucks for, even if the deal did not work out, you cannot tell me, Eric Ten Hag, that you are surprised that Casemiro is putting in a terrible performance, because no Manchester United fan is surprised by that. Right. So if it works out after the fact, we'll hail you as a genius. But it didn't work out, so we have to not point out the obvious, which is why I said, like, Ten Hag, honestly, like, the best thing that he can do for himself and for the team is to find a way to block out, like, all the noise around United, right? Because the team has to actually try and build. Like again, Pep and Klopp have spoiled, Pep especially has spoiled football. Because again, this Arsenal and in the wilderness, 5 years Ateta has been doing his own structure improvement, and they've not won Shingbai apart
Hmm.
from an FA Cup. But they are feeling good about
Yeah,
this
because week
this
in,
thing,
week out,
and
I'm
it seems
confident.
like the
Week in,
paradigm
week
of
out, you're
football
not
has
confident
changed.
and you're winning all those
No,
things.
it
Then
seems like the paradigm of football has
That's
changed.
where that gets you back to your talk that
Yeah,
you said
it's
Man
a
U is a
richer,
bigger team, right?
yeah.
a
Man
richer
is
team, a
a
richer team.
famous and one of the biggest teams. We
And
have a lot of
also
No,
haters.
it's not
We have a
haters.
lot of haters.
and
Look,
also me, I feel like
just
We
because people are saying
have
something
people.
and saying the
A
fact
lot of
doesn't
people
mean
are
they are
related to Man
hating.
U.
Hating is you guys
No, no,
hating is
it's
hating is
about
saying
it's the
Haaland is not a
narrative
good
now,
player.
Ateta
framing.
was
That is
playing
hating because it's a lie.
5 years without any noise. Like everybody kept supporting us. Even the media was supporting
Which media is
Ateta.
that?
No noise.
Which
Have you
media
ever
is
seen
that?
anything black
The
or
only person
about
that has changed his tone so far among the media people has been Gary Neville. Every other person is still an Arsenal hater. Every other person still doubts Arsenal.
Dr.
But
Toast,
you
let me ask you a
don't
question.
do this.
Dr. Toast, let me ask you a
What
question.
you are doing. Don't do it.
Which other manager, which other manager do you think they'll be asking the type of foolish question that they ask Ten Hag? Like after you win FA Cup, oh, are you sure that your job is safe?
They asked Van Gaal.
Or
They
or
asked Van Gaal at
I,
the
don't- I
time.
don't even
They asked Kateta at the
I
time.
don't even think
no, no,
I don't even think if Man City were going through this same struggle Man U was in, they would be
Again, that I
in
think
the media
Sean asked this question last week.
as
You're saying the media. Who is in the media? It's ex-Man U players. It's Ferdinand.
the
It's
news
Gary
outlets.
Neville. It's Roy
no, no,
Keane.
but
Just
it's
It's
Man
Michael
U
it's
Owen.
not
It's
just
Peter
ex-Man
Schmeichel.
players now. It's Jimmy,
Even
it's
the
Jimmy
Only
Carragher,
one
Man U
Liverpool
it's
guy.
Jimmy Carragher, it's
different
Gary
Uh-huh.
Lineker,
Jimmy
right?
Carragher and the rest.
No, it's Gary Lineker. I
Gary
mentioned
Lineker does not
somebody
ask
else.
questions. Does not
It's the
push
guys
questions
on
like that.
ESPN.
Peter Schmeichel, even
When
this
we're
last
talking
game,
about the
Peter Schmeichel
media,
is still calling for Ten Hag to be sacked. It was like, oh, I sat near silence. I almost cried.
no, no, I'm like,
Like those are the people. That is the media. It is your
But
players.
something that they're not understanding is even the great Ferguson collected 4-1
You
from
guys,
Liverpool.
dude, Fergie,
And
it took Fergie 6 years when he first came to United, six
yes,
years to win his first trophy.
let's even forget the 6 years. Fergie that was made still collected
that's what I'm
4-1 from
saying.
an
Like
average
you
Liverpool
don't
team
blame the media.
that everybody could
The
beat.
media
no,
is
those
No,
results
Manchester
at that point
United.
in time, you've already gained credibility now.
So it's one of the results that happened. The only thing that happened here is that we bought players, it's new into the season, and we were hopeful. And then it's like we're, it was total rubbish in the
You
first
people
half.
should
yeah,
tell
we're just
all
back to
your
usual.
ex
That's what
It's
it is.
players
just
not to come
No,
back to
that's
the
so
club.
okay,
That's what
so
Ateta had to do
if
in
I
the
can,
first few seasons. All those ex players talking shit on the media. Everyone back off. Stay
It was
away.
back
It is
back to
true.
usual.
It is the truth. Wenger had to tell Thierry Henry, if you're going to be talking
so
smack against us in the media, don't come back to this training ground. That is one thing you guys have to do. Ten Hag has to take a bold statement, not listening to them every time.
They don't even
But it
come
was
to the training
but they were
ground.
one of the
yeah, they
people
don't
that
come
was
to the
selling
training
your shirts
ground,
this
and
season, isn't it? They like you put back Roy Keane and all those things back in
Roy
your.
Keane
there's
is
nothing
not
we can draw about the fact that, again, like we said, bigger club, right? So our ex players are bigger
Are
than
they?
your ex players, right? So
Are they
it's
bigger than my
it's
ex
yes, they
players?
are. Um,
That is
I'm not
bias.
even going to
That's
go into
just a
this debate,
bias.
right? Right? But
That is just your
what?
bias. It's the
It's
Henry
not
and
only
Vieira.
Aurier.
I don't understand.
Which United player is as big as Henry and Vieira? Come on, tell me.
What do you mean?
Tell me.
They
No.
are only
Let's the name.
The
Mention
I
the
mean,
name.
our ex
Ronaldo.
player who I hate, our
Oh,
ex player who I hate just broke the record on YouTube for the most amount of subscribers in a day. Do you have anybody who can watch
yes.
Ronaldo's beats in terms of ex
Thierry is
players,
not
right?
on social media.
Yes,
It's not on
as I
social
was
media.
saying, Thierry Yeah, yeah, I don't even get it double like Ten Hag and United. Honestly, like the thing with Fergie and Schmeichel is paining me too, because the way Ten Hag is doing, they will sack him.
It's not
Right,
going to be
like
sacked.
I told you guys already
the
now.
way he's doing,
Manchester
and
United
for
must
me,
win
it wouldn't
trophy,
be
and
because
he
of
wins trophies. He won in the last two
tactics.
years, so it's not going to be sacked, isn't it? I think you guys were saying it's all about trophies. He's winning you guys trophies. Why are you sacking him?
He,
And, and like I said,
No, no,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
I don't like when they
that's why I was asking if you're
It's a
asking a serious
serious
question because
question. Now
I
it's
don't know
a
how to
serious
respond to that,
question.
right?
he's a
Why
bad
will he be
Like
sacked?
I don't know how to
The
respond to that. Like,
fans, the fans, and Eric Ten Hag believe that it's all about winning trophies. He has won trophies in the last two seasons back to back. Why should he be sacked when he has proven that he can win trophies?
yes, because there's more to
Oh,
football than
oh, oh,
trophies.
oh!
Okay,
There's
then
more to
what
football.
then? What?
That's not what I was hearing at the end of last season. That's not what I was hearing last.
Yes, there's more to football than
That's
trophies.
not what I hear when you guys talk about Arteta.
there's
You're
a
like
different
competing. There's no
success
trophy in
there's a
winning
different
competing.
success
There's no
milestone.
football. He has to
No,
win a
there's a
trophy.
different
Oh, come
success
on, tell us what
major
milestone.
you're
major
saying.
trophy is important.
No,
Please,
there's
trophy.
trophies
Wigan
is
won the FA
also. I
Cup and
mean,
went
you
down.
Trophies is
So I don't
culmination.
You're
understand.
supposed to win trophies.
you're the one
No, I'm
presenting the
not
false
presenting.
choice,
No,
right? So you're the one presenting the false choice and
I'm
asking us to
presenting you
choose between.
guys' justifications back to you.
No,
No,
Yeah. Oh,
no.
it's
yeah,
this
assessing
season. But
season.
okay,
Yeah,
last
This
season.
season by
we're looking at
Last
this
season,
season.
what I'm telling you is
who are the most successful
there's a
season last season?
success
Arsenal or
milestone
Manchester
every
United?
season.
Manchester
Because
Who are
United,
the most Manchester United?
exactly.
because
So
we
it's
won
someone that won trophy
trophies,
for you last season. You want to sack him this season when the trophies
and
that he
now
won, the
the
competition has
metrics
not
have
started.
changed, and
Madrid sacks a coach.
now the
Madrid
metrics
sacks a
have
coach and
changed.
what
Who are who?
Champions League. Who are we?
The metrics have changed now.
Yeah.
And so like the trophies argument was justification for Ten Hag not losing his job.
But Jude
The
wanted him to
metrics
lose his
have
job last
changed
season
now.
as well.
It's
What
not
they were
just
marking you on
what
in SS2 is not the same thing they're grading you
It's
on
the same
SS2.
thing. It's, the same,
Now
it's just
Ten Hag
different exam.
he has been
it's the
promoted.
first season.
He has been
But you have
It's the
not
promoted
even
first
seen. You
season.
from
have to
We
wait
have
to see
to
how
look
he's going to
at
perform
another
in the FA
milestone.
Cup now, in the EFL Cup, and in the. You guys are not even in.
But they've not
no.
sacked him and
This is not a
So you have
serious
to wait to see.
this thing that
No,
I'm supposed
FA
to
Cup
say now.
starts.
It's trying
FA
to
Cup
very
trying
starts in
important
to
January,
that
so you have to wait at least till January to see.
they're not sacking him. No, why would we wait? Did they wait for Mourinho
no, but
to win
but
the FA?
they are going to wait,
Yeah,
right? They
exactly.
are going to wait, right? And
They're probably going
they're going to wait.
if he performs. No, if the team goes, if we are losing so bad, they will have no other option than to terminate it. But
My
if he's
Yeah. Again.
performing,
Yeah.
they
Go
will
on.
Yeah, but my
hold on.
major issue with that is simple because I hate when people come out and like is it your chairman or your CEO, whoever that Barata guy is.
Yeah,
He didn't need to come out to say that though. He didn't need to.
he didn't, but he didn't come
But
out
He didn't
now.
need
But
he did.
he gave the statement before the Liverpool game, and the
yeah, but
article was
he
released
didn't need
after the
to.
game.
He he didn't need to because already, like I said, the fact that they gave Ten Hag a new contract is already a statement that you're
They
backing him.
didn't give him a new
That's all the
contract.
fans to know.
No,
They
because
did. They gave him last. Remember last
It
season they
wasn't
gave
a
him a
new
new contract.
contract. They activated the extension of his original
Yeah. Just a
contract
quick.
is
contract.
offset.
There's a question.
They didn't
There's a
give him a new
question I
It's,
forgot.
contract.
it's,
There's a
it's,
question
it's
I
still
forgot
it's still the
that,
same thing.
I just remembered now. Well, rounding up.
They activated it, but like
Jude, you
Omabirama
know
was
what you
asked
mean.
a
You know what answer
question,
my
right?
question.
Because no,
No, no, no,
what's
no,
the
no, no.
question?
The
I'm not
question
running
is,
anywhere. What's the
you
question?
guys' mentality. What happened to your mentality on Saturday?
No, I mean the mentality problem is a problem that United has, and
Are
it's
you
why
asking?
we are where we
He's
are
trying to get
right now.
at you for saying Arsenal does not have a mentality. That's what he's trying to
No,
do.
No, I want to know.
that's
I
why
want
like,
to
two things
know
can
the
be true at
mentality.
once,
What
right?
happened to the mentality now?
We're lacking it. It's a big problem at United, right? And I think in fact,
Once they see Salah, they
no,
get
it's
scared.
not just Salah, right? Because against Brighton, we considered at the dying minutes, and throughout last season, we considered many goals in that way. Like whenever the going was tough, the United team crumbled, and that mentality, that lack of mentality, right, is on the manager. Honestly, that's also I was saying. He looks like he's traumatized. It'd be like person where they run, as if they just punch
Decided
him, and he's
he
like,
decided to make
All
it
right.
early for
So
Liverpool
there you have it,
and
guys.
concede
Manchester
early.
United lacks mentality. Job done.
No, well,
They do.
I mean, it's breaking news, right? Breaking news. Water is wet. The United
so what
team.
about
So like we are our own mentality is to get us in top four, right? Let's use this opportunity to score. We spent 30 minutes on mine. Let's use the opportunity to segue into the already title contenders. 3 games into the
Yeah.
season, Arsenal is
Yes.
already in the title race. However, Declan Rice was trying to be a little bit naughty, and because was given a harsh, I would grant a harsh second yellow card. I think the referee was just being unnecessarily
Yeah.
mean to Declan Rice, and but whatever the case, it was 1-1. I was watching the game,
Of
hoping
course it
that
will.
Brighton would score, and but like it was funny that I noticed that, like, I think the difference between United and Arsenal, one of the
Mentality. Oh, oh,
differences is that
oh, oh, oh,
organization.
oh, oh, oh,
One of the
oh.
That's what
differences,
defensively, Arsenal is
that's what
better.
I'm saying, is that organization that at the end of the
Organization to
game,
defend well.
when Brighton was pressing and trying to score, if it was Man U,
They don't want
either
to use the word
either
mentality. They're
Wan-Bissaka
saying
or Dalo or
organization.
somebody will
Okay.
forget
Synonym.
somebody behind them and they will concede. But Arsenal did
Yes.
it, right? And let's start with the opposing fans first. Jude, how do you see Arsenal's title race going? At this
Expected.
point, are
Expected
they
title
sure
race.
banger?
Expected.
No, 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 no. That's not what you said. You said the
I
title
said
race. You said the
expected.
third,
I
the
said
third.
expected.
What was it you said? The third
Expected.
installation of the title
Expected
race.
title race.
No,
Now I
I
you
expected
said
it.
choose
Arsenal was the first to
to
falter
blink
in
in
the
the
title race.
expected title race.
Yes.
You cannot bring before something
You
starts
can. That
now.
is why I
No,
said
they
you
are
can take
changing it
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 now.
back.
has started now. It starts
It's
from day one
expected.
now.
Eh,
It starts from gate
it
one
started
now.
from the one exactly, exactly. So
The
Jude,
title race starts from day one
how
now.
do you see Arsenal's title race? Going.
I, I see. I don't have hope. That's all I was.
But how do you see
Wow,
their mentality
wow,
though? Or
okay.
is it is it
Same
is
one
it
now, same one.
organization? That's the word you guys are
Because
using now
I
instead
don't
of
blame you
I've
though.
seen
mentality is
a
organization.
team.
Okay.
No. A team that is one man down can still hold the fort at your home stadium.
Yeah, and they did.
But they considered they lost points, and those points are
Yes.
crucial
Man City will go
I
invincible
mean,
this
because you
season,
need to
isn't it?
beat
Yes.
Brighton.
Yes. They're not going to
Man
draw.
City.
okay.
I don't. I'm looking at. I'm
Just
just looking
pause on
at
Man City
who's
because Man City is another
fine
story. Did not play Rodri or Gundogan yet this season. They will get to them. Uh,
because you're already in day
And how
three
many
and you've
points? And
lost
yeah,
points.
compared to your team,
By
how
the
many
time
have
you
you
get
guys
to
lost?
my team,
No, because we have to always speak in
we
comparison.
are not.
If we are leaving Manchester City, we can talk about United.
We're
No.
just one game away. We are
now,
just one
wow.
game
No,
away.
you're 2 games now. You're 2 games. What are you
Imagine,
talking about?
Just
imagine.
one game away from
You're on
being
3 points. Arsenal is on 7.
That's
So
what
you're
I'm
two
saying.
games.
We're one game away from being close because
You're
the
two
pressure.
games.
That's the same pressure Man City mounted on you. 1 point difference. Once we are close, you just lose the balance,
Mm,
and that for it's all about holding. At the beginning of the game, I was at some point I expected Arsenal to win at the beginning.
yeah,
Uh, Looking difficult. They broke the deadlock, and all of a sudden, the red card. It was once I was awake watching the match. That's how
With your
bad it
bad
was.
Belena, you
So
Sam.
I got more excited. No. I wanted you guys to win because it was Brighton. Like they just finished beating my.
let's spend a
You
minute
mentioned
on let's spend a minute on Arsenal squad, right? Because I don't know if it's you or Iberia who is against Havertz, and Havertz is scoring.
No.
He's
I didn't
scoring
say I'm
goals.
against
Havertz
him.
is
See,
actually scoring.
that's
No,
what
what
I'm
we're
not.
saying
I've
is
never
that
been against
we're looking
Havertz.
for an
I've
extra
never.
Who are
scorer.
you looking?
That
Who
is
are you looking for? If again,
I'm even
before
defend. I'm even
the scorer,
defending.
and he's just
I'm even
having
defending Havertz because I feel that
the thing.
what Ateta has done this is to put pressure on
And I
Havertz, which
think
is not good.
that
That's
okay,
that's why I was defending him. Because basically that's what Ateta has done. That okay, I'm not buying a striker because of you. So I expect
that's
you to
one
score the
thing
goal. That's what he has done to
that's
Havertz
one thing I must
indirectly.
congratulate. Like I'm impressed by how Ateta improves on things that are not working
Good
for
coach,
him.
but
mm,
good coach.
That's one thing I'll give him over Ten Hag. Ten Hag is confused. He tries it today. He
uh,
tries something
They sell strikers. They're not able to improve on
so
strikers.
that game against Brighton, I think we made a statement the last podcast, right? That Martinelli starting is a game. It might be a game plan. I don't know what's in his head, but that looks to me like a game plan. And next thing, I think he listened to the outside people or the fans saying Martinelli is not scoring. He needs to be benched and brought this. I still feel like Martinelli starting that game would have given you guys an edge if
It's only second
this
half,
guy had
yes.
come in as a sub.
if what coming as a
if they had done the
Trossard.
same, Trossard coming in
Yeah,
as a
okay.
sub, so I think it would have given more firepower in that Arsenal team than Martinelli coming in as a sub. I think they would have actually won the game through that angle. But that being the
But
case,
then
Okay.
Martinelli coming in as
Johnny
a
Boy,
sub
wait
is the same
first.
thing. Coming in as a tired person.
Johnny Boy, wait first. Defend your Kai Havertz take, bro, because like I mean, if Arsenal have Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz now, right?
And
Yeah.
Sterling,
And
and
Kai Havertz
Sterling.
is scoring goals. And Sterling, right? I mean, like for the number nine, I'm talking about strictly for the number
Yeah, I'm
nine
sure he
position,
can play
right?
first nine as well
Kai
sometimes.
Havertz and
Please, can we remove
okay.
Jesus? We cannot consider Jesus a striker, please.
My understanding is that Sterling is supposed to help Saka
No,
take the burden
nobody
off
knows
Saka a
who
little.
Arteta's plan. I'm sure he's going to play anywhere.
For
He's going to,
Saka,
I'm sure.
okay.
Yeah.
But let's on paper, right?
He
I'm,
might
Kai
still even end
Havertz,
up on the
whoever
Gabriel
has
bench.
Jesus,
Sterling,
and
Yeah,
Sterling.
because yeah. But anyways, yeah.
Okay.
I've been a defender of Starbucks because my issue is that
No,
you're
but
putting too
Havertz
much
is
pressure on
scoring
Starbucks.
goals, right? And
He's scoring
no, he's
goals,
scoring goals,
but at the
and
same time, he's missing chances too.
he's
Because
coming
I
on the
gave
back of
example.
a high scoring summer with the international tournaments and a high scoring latter stage of last season. He scored a few goals. He had a good run at the end of last season with Arsenal. Had a
Yeah,
good
he did.
run
He did.
with Germany.
He
And
did.
I started the season with a bang, right? So we're talking about a theoretical striker who is out there that can do better than the pressing on the pitch.
O-
Who number
Osimhen can do
one
better than
gets
him.
Arsenal
Osimhen can do
system,
better than him.
gets Arsenal system. Number two is already there, so they don't have to pay new money for anybody else. And three is scoring
Yeah,
goals.
but we all knew going to this season that Arsenal needed a goal man. Whether a striker or a goal scoring
but
winger,
that's
anyone.
that's the same point he's making, right? You need a scorer in that game now.
And I gave an example. I said, see the difference between Haaland. I know you say we should not compare, but see the difference between
Yeah, can
Haaland
you
and
compare
Havertz.
Haaland and
When
anybody?
Arsenal were one man down, Havertz had a good.
That's
Okay.
yeah,
Let's just
don't
say
use
striker.
Haaland.
A good
Who
Not
is
even
striker.
this
striker,
person?
a
Who is
scorer,
this
a goal
striker?
scorer.
Who is the striker that
I
Arsenal
just
should
I
prioritize
said
over the person that you already have there that's scoring goals?
no.
Who?
I said Osimhen is a striker.
Osimhen.
They could have gone for. They could have gone for Oli Watkins. They could have gone for this other guy. What's his name?
Or you work
The
from
Tony.
former
Aston
guys that were
Villa,
linked.
who is in the Champions League and
Yeah,
who has big ambitions.
doesn't matter. Do you have the money? It's money that's talking. The offer
No,
is if you're serious.
now we're getting into the weeds, right? And you're saying Mr. Arteta and
They had
Mr. and the Arsenal
Gyökeres.
boardroom. What's the name of this guy? Edu and
Just
whoever is
Kroenke,
in the
Richard
boardroom for
Garlic,
Arsenal,
and
right?
them.
You have
Yeah,
let's look at the player data. Let's look at the financial books. How much do we have to spend? Okay, call Aston Villa. How much do they want to sell Watkins? They say 18 million. Call Napoli. What's the release cost? 130 million. Somebody now says, how many goals did
man,
our
and
striker score last
They
season?
can take him on loan.
they could bargain for
They
Osimhen,
can
please.
collect him
That
on loan.
130, everybody knew. At the end of the day, we can see that it was a bogus amount. It wasn't really 130 million. So that tells me Arsenal was not really interested in him. That's what it because it's obvious that it wasn't 130 million.
Because they have somebody who is scoring goals. Like
Yeah, but you need something better. That's what. Are you not trying to improve your team at every point in time? Is that not the game? After Arsenal had the defenders, did they still buy
so, do
California?
you think his goal
So
scoring?
you still want
Do you think his
you
goal
still want
scoring
to
that was the
improve your
difference between last season or difference between Arsenal winning or not? Do you think it was goal scoring that was what did it to put them
at
over
in,
the edge?
at
Take that
crucial
point.
points in the season. Yes,
Yes.
it was goal scoring
Okay.
because like I said, the difference between a gunman and like a Havertz is that I give an example. The chance Havertz had, if it was a good striker, he would have scored that chance. It's
Dr.
just simple.
Toes, I already know where you stand on Havertz, right? So I'm not going to dwell too much on that particular one, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts on Declan
And
Rice.
people keep
You guys are
keep
going to
forgetting stuff.
you guys are going
I
to
praise
Spurs.
Havertz.
You guys are going to Spurs next week. Havertz, I don't know how many games Declan Rice is going to
One.
miss because of this
Like when
red
you're
card.
selling your
It's
local.
just one. It's
Just
just
one
one.
game. Okay.
Yeah,
Double
because
yellow.
of the double yellow.
Double
Yeah,
yellow,
just
right?
one yellow.
But let's say in a future where Declan Rice can be missing or something, are you confident in the squad depth? How are you thinking about Arsenal's teams in terms of the options that Arteta
All
has
right.
available to him?
You
If he
see,
wants to rotate the
Johnny
squad.
Boy, Johnny Boy, you seeing what's happening?
Jorginho still there.
Oh,
They
Jorginho is still
when it
there,
was
yeah.
Manchester United, they want to talk about the game. When it's Arsenal Brighton, they don't want to talk about our game because they don't want to talk about the organization,
It's
aka
okay. It's okay.
mentality, and in depth in there.
There's no story from the Arsenal
Anyways,
game.
um,
There's no story from the Arsenal game
I
apart
don't.
from the red card
We
now.
our squad is
Red
not
card
deep
twice.
enough. Obviously, even Arteta said it after the second game against Wolves that we are light. But
That
it
means
is what it is. We have the squad. Our squad is our squad. Um,
They didn't
our
do their
squad
due
is
you
our
diligence.
believe
squad.
you're in
We are
the title
still
race.
going. We are not shy from title race. It's not new. It's not shy. We are not
You're
shy
no
from
longer
it.
shy.
We are
You're
not
not
shy from
in.
it.
You become
Um,
shy now.
it's I just said it's expected. Whether it's going to happen or not, it doesn't matter.
So it's good enough, but it's not.
No,
But it's
it's
not as good
good,
as it could
but
be.
it's not. Yeah, no. I
It's
said
not. It's not good enough.
it's
It's good enough
it's
to win. I
yes,
mean,
it's
according
good
to the
enough to
expectation, it's good enough to
win.
win the
It's
title,
good enough
but it
to
could be
win
better.
against Tottenham. I said I don't know about the rest of the season. I just said the squad is not a lot. If I
No,
if
not title.
Arteta
No, no, but
says
like this,
if
the expect based
Arteta
on the
is
expectation,
saying
it must be
I
good
said
enough to
compete.
compete.
Yes,
For you
to
to be
compete. Yeah.
expecting the title race.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
what
you
But
that
can
is
compete,
good
no,
but
enough.
Yeah,
For
if
you
you
we
to
have
be
to
compete,
go
you have a
one
chance
for
of
one.
expecting.
It's
winning
one
now.
game at a time. He said against Tottenham. Against
Okay.
Tottenham, I'm sure our
Yeah,
squad
against
is good
Tottenham. Yeah,
enough to
yeah.
take on Tottenham. Whoever comes in, whether it is Jorginho and Partey, whether it is
I, I,
Odegaard, Havertz, and Partey and Trossard come up, whichever,
and please don't
whatever.
put
I
Havertz
I
in the middle
just
I actually
know.
because
feel
you
confident
should
that
not
they
make
will.
I
that
just
mistake.
They,
know
I actually
that
feel confident
Arsenal has
they will beat
enough squad
they
to
will
Spurs.
beat
take on
Tottenham.
Spurs no
Spurs.
Sabi now. Tottenham no
That's
Sabi.
that's that's the direct
Like
answer to
it's
your
not even.
question,
I
sir.
think Atata has unlocked. Atata has unlocked sports. If you wake him any day with this
But
team,
Yeah,
he will beat sports.
it's at
Like
Tottenham
the
Hotspur Stadium,
get
so it's the different.
A white hart
what's
lane.
going on with
does
this
it matter?
guy, Timber, Jurian Timber? Is he injured again? I think I
No,
saw
it's not
number that he's
injured.
injured. Okay.
Nah, he's not injured. It's just precaution.
Okay. Okay, because
Yeah, he had
After
the
that was what
knee
made the
injury.
mistake he made
Yes.
last. Remember
yeah,
last season
he's
he had
actually
this
a
small
very good
injury,
player.
and Arsenal played him, and then he got
No,
injured now.
our
Okay.
squad is
I
our
know,
squad is
and I
gallant
know
for
we're
the next
aiming.
game. You understand? It is from
See,
17th of September
defensively, Arsenal
onwards
are
when we
good.
are playing
The
like
problem
every two
Arsenal
three
has is
games.
up
And
front.
ask me the question again that time. Then my answer might waver.
Defensively,
Sure,
But
Arsenal are
for
solid.
the
It's the
next game
problem
after
you're having is
international break,
attack.
we
That's my
are
problem.
strong. We are kajad.
sure.
We dead gallant.
Let's.
Happy
And I know we
Arsenal when you be Man
wanted to do
U,
like a
yeah. Anyways, yeah.
excited. No, it's okay. It's very good. It's a great time to be an Arsenal
Just,
fan right now,
just
right? I was thinking when I saw this. I don't know if you've seen anything, Jude. I hope you have noticed, but I saw this video of Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Salah. They were walking out after the Arsenal game, after the United game, and they were giving the middle finger to United fans. Trent was giving the middle finger to United fans, and he was laughing and he was happy. And I was thinking that, like, Ten Hag should just take that video and just be
Or,
playing
or,
it for
or she
the
also played the
for
one
the
where Van
United
Dijk was
team.
tickling, Bruno Fernandes's neck. Yeah, mentality
Bruno,
monsters. Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
no,
that's
yes,
it.
he should. Yeah, definitely. Because Bruno looked like a little bitch in that one. Man. Actually, like
I don't think
it
those.
was
I
bad.
don't think those players will be motivated by anything in that. It doesn't move them.
He has to try
It
something.
doesn't.
If they respect him
They've
to move
been
them, but if they don't
ridiculous
respect him,
seasons.
which
That
from the outside looking, it doesn't look like it. So yeah, no matter what he does, it's not going to.
I don't
Yeah.
think he needs to. He actually needs to sit down. He himself needs the video. I don't think
Ten Hag,
he
it's not just him.
needs
No, yes, no, yeah. He needs the
yeah,
ginger.
because I actually was just shocked at the lineup because I don't understand why he benched Ahmad and then
But Ganacho has legs.
in
But
the
Ganacho has legs.
in
Ahmad does
putting
not have
someone,
legs,
I
though.
think I think I
on the
understand
right.
why I think I understand why he benched Ahmad. I
Ahmad
think
would
he
have
was
contained the
You,
game.
you,
Ahmad is
people,
I think
not
he
people
a
wanted to
I
play
fast
think
long the
guy. He
ball.
wanted
he
to
was
play
thinking
counter. He wanted
Mhm.
to send the ball and just play. Ahmad would have contained the game. That's what we needed.
and also remember Genacho
See how
already
we are,
has
you see how we
experience
are
playing
back
against
talking
Liverpool.
about
So I
Man
think that's what
United
he was
game, but they
thinking.
want to talk about Arsenal game, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wanted to segue. I wanted to segue. Speaking of stubborn players, I know we said we had like 1 hour. The stubbornest guy of them all, it seems to be our Niger brother,
Hmm.
Victor Osimhen, who now finds himself playing in Turkey because of a dispute between himself and his club Napoli. Osimhen has been very successful for Napoli. He enjoyed, I think, like the 1 year or 2 years that they were really successful there. But for some reason, their relationship has broken down completely, and he finds himself on the outs. I know where I stand and how I feel about like Osimhen, but Dr. Toes, let's just
Hmm.
diagonally like your thoughts on the Osimhen situation. Um,
Why would you
Good
call him
question.
stubborn?
Yes.
no, I guess like this. that's how I
Yeah,
see the
no, no.
season.
I
But like,
think
I'll let you
Osimhen did
guys
what
like
is right for him. You have to do what's best for you. It doesn't matter whether the clubs want you or not. It doesn't matter whether social media and people want you or not. Like what social media want him to do or not. Because at the end of the day, people were shouting, "Why didn't he go to Chelsea?" etc. And it
People will
turns
talk.
out that they wanted to pay him
People will talk
small
irrespective.
money, right? If someone that has
Peanuts.
pedigree, he has
Peanuts.
to sell himself highly. Like so, even if the club does not want him, I understand that it's not a bid between Chelsea and Osimhen trying to downplay it. It's just like Chelsea have saying that Napoli does not want this player, let's say and take advantage. But Osimhen is still involved. Osimhen still has to accept the deal to go to Chelsea. It's not just going to go and collect a pay cut for no reason when there's nothing wrong with him. He's a good player. He led them to a title, like Napoli to a title not so long ago. Even last season when they called upon him, he still played well. So I think he's right to do whatever he did. That's what I have to say about it. Whatever people are saying is just noise. Going to Galatasaray is not a bad thing. You can go one season, play in Turkey, get your full wages, and maybe in the summer let your agent get you a better deal, or sack that agent because he also messed a lot. He also messed up the deal.
I
Sack
think
that
that's
agent, get a
valid
better
point
agent
again.
like
Yeah,
George Mendes.
that
That
was
was
my
going to
next
get you
point
like
exactly.
200 million pounds from Chelsea or something like that. So that's my stance on it. I don't listen to the noise. He did what's best for him, and yeah, I stick to that.
Johnny Boy.
The first thing I would do if I'm Osimhen is to sack my agent, just like Dr. Tool said. The reason being that most of the times when people sign contracts, right, when they're putting a release clause, what they do, they put a release clause that is what affordable. You don't just put a release clause. We want to put. That was the first big mistake Osimhen's agent made. He overplayed Osimhen's
Yeah,
hand
130 million
to pay.
euros.
That was so
But
hard.
was it?
I would
Was
have
it?
seen
It
Haaland. Even
wasn't
Haaland
high until
was
it started
was
having
really.
like when he led them to the title. Will you say it's high? It's not high. It's just
As
because
at then,
the
that's what I'm
club
saying.
tried.
As at then, he was his peak. But then
Is the club
But
trying
that
to
that
that
match
depends.
was
is the
that
club
match
trying
was
to
not put. That
devalue
match
him?
wasn't
That's why
put.
I support him.
Nobody. The amount wasn't put. The amount wasn't put then. It was put like a year after that. Because
It
remember, it
was
was
put a
last.
year after the. It was
It,
put
That's what
after
they
it
the
want
wasn't.
you to
after
Yeah.
they
know.
won the
That's what they
title.
It
want
That's
you
wasn't.
to
It
think.
wasn't.
That's
he
what they
signed a
want you to
new
No,
think.
no. That's
contract
when it
That is
was
after
what
the
they
put.
title.
Now.
want you
That's
to
when it was
think.
put.
Like, because why
Oh,
why
that's
will he
okay.
sign a
I'm going by
contract
officially
after the
what we
club
know.
called him a coconut?
No, he signed a contract after the club.
At least I'm
Hey,
following. I'm following
That's
They're
what I
protocol.
paying
saw
him a shit
online.
ton
I was
of
like,
money now, right? He signed.
So I'm going by what we know and what is put out there that he signed his contract
I
after.
think the club wanted to just cash
So
out
the
from.
mistake he made, he signed that contract. That's why I said
They wanted to
I'll
cash
sack my
out,
jet.
and
And then
then
Haaland, even Haaland that is prolific, Haaland's release cover like 65 million.
I know. I think
Affordable.
Alan's release clause was like that because that guy died.
Let's
The
not
agent
let's not
died,
use
No, it
let's
was
not
like that
use
even
Man
before
City
that.
as an example.
No,
We don't know what
and
Haaland's
there was
release
just
clause
no, no, no.
other add-ons now. There were other add-ons behind that
Haaland
sixty-five
figure
No,
house
million.
they
for
were not. They
Dubai
were
like
not.
this. Let's leave Man
They
City
were
out
not
of
add-ons.
this.
There are many things that are behind
What
it.
the money was like the agent fee was high. That's why I give the agent fee was high. But talk about
Remember
release clause for Haaland.
when everybody was in the race for Alan? It was 100 and something.
that's true.
The
It
season
was
before he
not.
I
left.
remember that.
The
Jude,
season before he left, it was 100 and something.
Jude. The reason why I said Osimhen is stubborn, right? Because like I think I don't think he has handled this thing in the best way. I think a track record of his personality is building up because this is not the first Osimhen we've had
Hmm.
in this conversation we've had on this podcast, right? I think a track record of his personality is forming in people's minds, and I think a lot is riding on his time in Turkey and Galatasaray. So I think the way I want to take the conversation, the
He
second
needs
part
it. He
now,
needs it.
Jude, like from your perspective, I don't know how you feel about Osimhen and us, but do you think he's going to be able to? Where do you see like Osimhen's career going from here? Because Napoli definitely don't want him, right? But do you think he's going to like end up at a big club, small club? I mean, he did kill it in Turkey.
Like for me, I feel like they didn't want him even during that title race for them to be doing that social media stuff. I think that's where the fallout came out,
Hmm.
right? Him signing the contract was probably maybe they had a negotiation or something to cash out on him
Hmm.
because the guy will probably
He also gained too now
Nah, I
because the
just
also
salary
think that they
went
gain
up.
wanted him to
salary
sign
went up
something.
and
He did
other
not
stuff.
sign it. They started
But
calling him coconut and trying to
but
devalue him
that
and
being
make the fans hate
that being
him.
aside, my own challenge is
Clubs are
with
smart
I
anyway.
think
Rumor.
I don't know, I'm looking at it from a perspective that we Nigerians we just have that mindset that is our own. He's not some of us, let me not say all of us, we just have that mindset of why is he earning that amount? Why is he doing that? Why but if Jao Felix that I have not even seen his impact can earn much. Why would Osimhen that is ranked eighth, African best,
I tell you,
be
holding the
His
treated
career
camera.
is
this
still good. He
way?
might still end up in Atletico Madrid.
Do you
All those
understand?
players, those kind of players end up in Atletico or
But
in Inter Milan,
he's still
like
going.
things
I'm
like
just
that.
saying,
So he
like,
still
why
have a
are
good
we looking
career.
at our own? Why are we looking at him that way? Chelsea offered him a lower wages. We should be. If Rashford goes to PSG now and they're offering him 80,000, would you Lemon be defending it?
I think for me,
You
my reaction will be based
just
on
a bias from we. I think we have a bias from.
I think what Chelsea did, Chelsea
No,
played on
on
Osimhen's
Napoli's
desperation. That's what
desperation,
Chelsea
not
did
on
because they
Osimhen
knew.
desperation.
But that's their own.
No, on both. Okay, both because in as much as Napoli were desperate to sell him, Osimhen was also desperate to leave
If he's
because I
desperate to
believe
leave, he's
Osimhen
going to
knew that if
accept
he didn't leave,
Chelsea.
he was good. This situation is
Why,
in.
why, why would I leave? Why would I leave a
No, no, you
contract
don't
of
understand.
whatever he's on to go and collect less? It's not desperate to leave.
No, he was desperate to leave.
So
That's
he's
why.
just saying like desperate to leave in
but it's
terms of
not that
let's forget
desperate.
not like
Yeah,
I'm
like
sure I'll be
not
happy
desperate
like
to
in
sit down
terms
on the
of
bench
Chelsea.
and be
Chelsea's
collecting
been
big
his
money.
dream.
yeah.
But not
Yeah,
just the
but he
bench. He
wants
was under
Regardless,
21. He was
that's
buying
regardless,
this
he
what
under
he's
will
21.
collect
saying.
the
Not
big
just the
money.
bench.
Not
Is he
talking about
playing?
the
Is
money or something.
Yeah, but at the
Drew's
same time, it's going
career?
to derail his career too. That's the problem.
I don't think he's
You
Ross,
can't go
there's
1 year
there's
without playing and
Marseille. There's
expect to
always
get a
Marseille.
big club. It's
There's,
gonna.
there are
It's gonna.
clubs that there are clubs.
there are
Come
clubs
on
that will
now,
There are
probably
that's a
clubs
come
that
fall.
back
you
That's
for
a
still
him.
go to.
fall
You
now.
can
That's a
still go
fall.
to.
That's a
There are clubs
fall.
that will
That's
come
a
back
fall
for
off.
him. So what do you expect him to do? To sit down and
That's what I'm
sleep?
saying. That's why I support his move to
So
Galatasaray. I
it
do.
makes no sense. It's not going to help his player development. That's what I think.
So I
I'm
mean,
just saying Chelsea were bastards. That's all I
so
know.
It was
Because
just the
Chelsea
last
were doing
option
what they
that
did.
he had
I
to
don't
take.
I don't see like I don't really see villains in Chelsea or Napoli's actions because this is a business, right? I think in the markets, if you see somebody who's trying to sell something and they need to sell it, it's automatically
Exactly.
a lower price. It just is what it is, right? And the same thing goes for Napoli in the way they. I mean, Osimhen is. I think you probably see Osimhen as a tool, as an item, right? Being that like he's just
Well,
a number
obviously, it's
on their
business.
balance
Football is
sheet
a
and on
business
their
at the end of the
squad
day.
books. Yes, it's a business,
Yeah,
right?
that owner of Napoli is notorious for that. So I wasn't surprised one bit.
Yeah. And
That's
so
probably that's another thing that scared
He's
away
like
from.
Danny
That's the
Levy
thing
of England.
that scared clubs away from coming for a
Yeah,
season.
oh,
he's the Danny Levy of Italy.
yeah,
It's the same
and
thing
He's Napoli owner.
with
and
Inzaghi
and
and
Osimhen and Osimhen, I think, with his two peripheral eyes, was willing to as a big boy, he's a big boy, advised properly, signed the contracts fully and everything, right? And for whatever reason, the talks broke down. But I think where I hold him responsible, one is with his agent, and I think the way the thing was negotiated, I just think like there's no way this could have been a properly done negotiation between all the people
I would
involved,
never,
and it would get to
never ever start that
and it
kind
would
of
get
discourse.
to
Never.
yeah, and it would get to the point that it was. Um, I'm also not entirely convinced by Osimhen like as a player, like you understand.
But
So
yeah,
I think
even
that's
if you're
affected
not
my.
convinced, you think it should have gone to Saudi because Saudi were willing to pay.
Hell no. Definitely. That's
Hell
that's
no.
that's that's for me where my own black African solidarity comes in. Because I don't think Osimhen should be playing in Saudi. I think it's much better.
No way.
I wasn't. There were many people who were trying to tell me that like because Saudi was willing to pay him, I don't
Hmm.
know, however many millions of dollars, he should go and pay
I
there.
think for
What?
I think for
He's
me,
not broke. He's
Yeah,
not broke.
he's
That's
not
why
it's
he's
he's not
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 broke
broke.
like that. Like he doesn't need to
He's
go
making
to.
decent
if
money
you
in
look
Europe.
at money, it's better to go there. Well, if it's not money wise, I don't think it's the right move for him
No,
to go
but
to
you guys are
Saudi.
talking as if
It's not we guys,
he's
it's those
broke
guys on
in
social
Europe.
media.
Yeah,
We
there's
are
a
all
lot
on
of
the
money.
same page
Not,
here.
he's not going to make that kind of money
Yeah, well,
they
well,
are
well, well,
offering
all
him.
on the same page here. No, but some of the group chats that I'm in, I
But
definitely
going
saw
to
some of
Saudi
the
is
some
like
of
a
the
drop.
Osimhen should
He
take it.
still has a bright future, and he's just like African best. Why are you not going to Saudi immediately? Like
Like the way I always look at it, how
you are
much
not
can
even
your lifestyle
getting down.
change by making such? It's not gonna change much. Let's
His
be honest. His
lifestyle
lifestyle
can
not gonna
change.
change.
If he has
But
a
not much. But not
he can
much. It's
change
not gonna
much.
change
Yeah, we
much.
can't
He
we
can change
can't we
much.
can't
There are
disregard
artists
the
that have gone with
we can't disregard the
Martin
financial
Braithwaite.
compensation aspect of
A
it,
lot of
right?
them. If you have a better financial advisor or an investor,
Yeah.
he
Of
will
which you can still
be a
go to
billionaire
Saudi
by
later
club.
as well. Like it's
So
not.
his life will change. He might still
Exactly.
go to yeah, that's the thing. He might, but now going to Galatasaray, if he doesn't perform like a Haaland, I think it's going to be hard for any big club to
But
come for him.
that's the choice he has to make.
That's my own
He's
thought. I
laid
know
the
he's
bed. He
going to
has to lie on
perform.
it.
So now, So now
Look,
he has to perform like
all I
score
keep
like a
saying is
30
people like
something
the
goals in that league
Morata
to
and
prove that.
ending up in Griezmann.
See
Yeah,
Morata
it
going
can end
around.
up there as well, kind of in Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, look,
Morata's
I
agent is
believe
already
Sterling
finished
took a
now.
pay cut, right? I believe
Morata
Sterling
and
took a pay
No,
cut to come to Arsenal.
it is sold as that,
That's
but I think Chelsea, Arsenal are paying half. Chelsea is playing the remaining. It's not.
That's what I think. Yeah.
or Chelsea must have
No,
given amount of
we
money
are
to leave
paying
too.
like
You
fifty
think Sterling will
percent, and
take that?
Chelsea is paying the other 50%.
I don't know. That's what's been. I mean, I'm not sure if I don't.
No,
I
Chelsea is
think that's
playing
what's been reported
playing
that he's
half
taking a
of the
pay cut.
money. It's on loan. There's no
No,
pay
it's on
cut.
loan now, so there's no way. There's no
You'll pay
way.
half, and then
No,
Arsenal
who
you're
is
paying half.
one? There's one
Paying
player
less.
that took a pay cut to transfer.
Sancho,
I
was it
forget
not
who it was, but
Sancho?
one
Sancho
of the
took a pay
recent
cut to
transfers.
transfer
I think it was Sancho. I think it was
because there's
He
Sancho.
no
has,
obligation to
he
buy.
has to because there's no option for him to play in that team. Ten
Yes.
And
Hag
also, it's, and yeah, and it's low, exactly loads of
Yes, so
obligation.
I'm glad you got an example because I mean I don't think it's out of the realm for Osimhen to consider taking a pay cut, which is why for
oh,
me and due to just the
But
point of like
Chelsea
Chelsea,
could match. The problem is Chelsea
but
couldn't
Chelsea
match.
don't want.
Somebody that is earning this the same thing. These people cover. These people are covering
if I found
one
a
shift,
maga if I
and this
found
person
a
is
maga
covering.
to pay me $500,000 a month, right, to type one page of letter, if I not carry that as my salary to Goldman Sachs and say, oh, at the end, 500,000, they will laugh at me and tell me to go away now, right? So your salary is a reflection of
Yeah,
your value in the market. And I think Osimhen, ultimately, which is why I asked you about how you perform in Galatasaray, I think ultimately, because his contract ends in
mm,
2026, right? And his next contract,
Mhm.
ultimately,
With an option now.
this
He
is,
signed. He had an agreement now with an option to extend it by one
yes,
year.
he has
I,
to play
I,
the
I,
football of his life between now, if he wants
yeah,
to sustain
yeah,
if he wants to
but the
sustain
thing
the
is,
salary that he's earning now,
what we agree,
that's
this
football.
Osimhen's
yeah,
problem is the handling. It's not
Yeah.
about Chelsea. Chelsea saw the
yeah,
opportunity and wanted to low ball. It's just about the handling. I think if
Exactly.
the agent played
yeah.
a better handling in that situation,
True.
they won't
And
be
I'm only
lowballing
speculating
him.
here.
Exactly.
And Chelsea would have met
And
up
I'm
the
only
offer
trying to
and
speculate
closed the
here as
deal.
well. Even the Sancho going on a pay cut, I'm sure it's like an arrangement to say, hey, this season I will take a pay cut, but
It's
as
an
soon as you're
arrangement. That's what
signing
I think.
me,
Maybe Chelsea,
give me back my
Chelsea
money.
will pay him
You
later.
know, I'm sure.
We give
I
him
don't
that
know
money.
this. I'm speculating. There can be an arrangement like
But
that. If you have a
even
good
if
agent,
Sancho takes
you
a
can
pay cut,
arrange these things. You know.
like
But anyway,
Or it could just be a pay cut because Ed Woodward was very foolish and was just
no,
dashing money to
I
people
think
up and down.
Sancho's one is still more understandable. Like the beef between him and
Sancho's own is
that
more
But
Sancho's own more
that
understandable than
penalty
Osimhen, and they
that
say you should
penalty
just
might
go and
even be
sit down in the
personal.
garage. Sancho's
That
own more
penalty miss might
understandable
even be
than
personal.
Osimhen's own.
That community shield miss might be personal. We never can tell.
Sancho's own is not
no,
worse than
it's not.
Osimhen's own now. Osimhen and the
You
club is
get
like they hate each other now.
Yeah.
they do.
though, but that's the club. Me, you are the coach. Ronaldo was frustrated by the coach, not even the club. Ronaldo left. Ronaldo had to go and find club by himself. Do you understand? That's how bad it is. It's just the same thing. Sterling was that Sterling drama that we say, oh, he might stay. Maresca does not want him.
It's the
But
club, not Maresca. It's the club. Forget that team.
He
When
has come
I
to take
know
the
for sure Maresca was the
responsibility.
one coming out.
Obviously, obviously, he has to now.
That's what I'm saying now.
Do you expect Bengali to come
When
out
is
and
the
take it?
club that say, okay, if Ten Hag comes today and start bench or let me I'm trying to find a situation where the club did not want him. Okay, Ronaldo's situation in Madrid, him and the president had an issue. It's not the club, it's not the manager that did not want it. It was the president. Do you understand? So it's a different ball game. Me, I just feel and Sancho wants to play. Sancho wants to play. I think he
Osimhen wants
has
to play
that
too.
eagerness that he wants to play. He has proven it by going to Dortmund. No, Osimhen was ready to. Osimhen was ready to go for the money. I think Osimhen would
I don't
have
think he
gone
would
to
have.
Saudi if that deal had gone through. I think he would have gone to.
He,
He's the one
what
that
are you
was
talking
not
about? The
didn't
deal
want to
was
go.
he was the one that rejected the deal
No, I
now.
don't think he's the one. I think what happened. What they said that happened. What I read that
Yeah, the
was
Napoli
reported is
increased the money.
Napoli started lowballing these guys on the transfer fee. So they accepted, I think, was it 50 or 60 something. Then Napoli started adding more, adding more, adding
Yeah,
more.
because Chelsea came into the fold, so wanted to play them against each other.
Oh
So
well,
that's how the
it is what
deal
it is.
went up.
Osimhen will be fine. Osimhen will be fine at the end of the day.
Me, I feel
Hopefully,
he
hopefully,
will
hopefully.
succeed. He will succeed. I
Because
just pray,
I want to see him in
just
No,
pray,
he should
Premiership.
not
I
come.
want to
Let's
see him
just
pray
play
get
he
to
like
gets
the
a
other two.
club that will come back for him.
It's his dream, so I want to see him in England. It's his dream, so I want to
And
see
they're
him.
celebrating him. Or they're happy
Does he
to
have
have
to?
him.
Does
It's
he have
just
to be
funny that
Chelsea?
even Man U needed Osimhen. That's the problem. We need a striker. Not
Arsenal
like
need Osimhen to me.
teams.
He's
It's
a different type of
Galatasaray.
striker.
It's Galatasaray that is taking him. Like, as
Arsenal
we
don't
should have just
like
stepped in
Arsenal
and
don't
taken him on
sign
loan
trouble.
and
Arsenal
paid
don't
that half
sign trouble
price.
unless Sateta already likes you. We don't sign troublesome players. You already know this.
But let's be honest though. What do we like consider? Is it what you might never can tell? Like for instance, I've forgotten the player they were giving an example that everybody's like Ivan Tony now. The media paints him as a bad guy, but his coach came out and said, "But
No, the media does
He
not paint
plays.
him
Ivan
like
Tony
a
is not
bad
like
guy.
that."
Not like that.
He's the one that is going on
They painted him
both
like
cruises
that.
and saying "fuck Brentford" or "I'm playing for a small club, Brentford." It doesn't make
Yeah,
him a
but come
bad
on, that
guy.
doesn't make him. Does that make
See,
him a bad
see,
guy? That doesn't make him a bad guy.
Johnny
Come on,
Boy,
man.
this is not something that like this is not something that like oh them say right. I think the way these clubs by investigate this player, they know what goes on. Like they know because
I
the
know,
club
but like,
allows a lot of stuff, and I think the Everton one is a massive red flag, right? That no other club, because how much did Saudi pay
40
for him?
million.
It wasn't that
40
much.
million.
Yeah,
What do you
it
mean?
wasn't that much. Like maybe Brentford would have charged anybody else more money for him than they did
Mm,
Saudi, but like that's kind of like a red flag to me. Sha.
Well,
I
Tony
doubt it
comes
though,
with a
but because
baggage.
this is his final
Like
year,
he's
so
like I
I
said,
believe any money
he was
offer.
caught on a boat, drinking and all those things. Think like a club would want someone that has a bad PR to come into the club.
Okay, but okay, let me ask you a question. That Jaglish also
Who?
had that PR, but
He
Man
did
City
not
did
have
not.
that. He did not have
I
that.
don't think it's a
He did not
PR
have. He
problem.
did not have the PR
No,
before he
That's what I'm
Jack
saying.
did
signed.
not go for
He
ban
did not.
now. Did not go
Jaglish did
for
not have
ban.
that PR.
What are you
He
talking
did not
about?
have the. He did
Have you
not have
seen
that PR
Jaglish?
before he signed. You're talking
No, he
about
didn't
him
have the
after they've
PR
won
until
a
he came to
treble.
until closer to either when he came to Man City. That was when he started having all those accidents,
No,
drunk,
before
No,
no, Grealish was
bro,
always bad
bro.
boy. Grealish was always a bad boy this
What are you
season.
talking about? They,
But,
they were even they were even trying to say
that's
that he
what
should
I'm
not be like.
explaining to
Remember
you.
Gascoigne?
Yeah, that's why I
But
don't
that's
think it's
also
about
They,
because,
they were
PR.
they were tagging them together.
but no, it's PR because that's what somebody was trying to argue that Maguire committed an offense. Maguire's offense is beating on record was beating a cop. Like
Mm.
most people are lying to cop brutality, right? That's another topic. So seeing somebody beating a cop, sometimes some people might just align like it's not a bad thing until you get to understand not beating a cop, sorry, beating somebody like fighting. It was like I think it was probably assault or
Forgot to answer
something. It's
altercation. Was
different
it not
from
shouting, arguing? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
altercation, like something
yeah.
in because of somebody provoked him and then hit the person and then they took him to court. It's not a big bad PR compared to what Anthony did, which is was betting, banning
Betting
all
saying
those
fuck the
and doing all
club.
those other stuff. Jagrell is drinking. Anybody, people drinks. It's not that it's advisable. It's not advisable.
Yeah, but Tonali had the same issue and he was given a rapturous reception last weekend.
I who
Tonali of Newcastle.
Tonali of Newcastle
Yeah.
is not
But
a
again, it's
big
still
guy.
a
He doesn't
vice as
come
well.
out
There are
to
a
post
lot of
himself like
footballers,
he's
a
a
lot of
bad
football
person.
fans bet too.
You understand?
Now,
No,
no, no.
no,
I'm
but
trying
I'm
to.
trying to give a
No,
point that doesn't matter.
that
That
one
Managers,
that
supports.
was not
a
That one
manager will take the
supports
risk now.
Jude's point.
Manager,
exactly.
it's just
All
and
those things
also
is just nonsense. That's just that they didn't believe him. That's what
No,
it is.
I
It's not as
think
if
the
it's not
guy
like that big.
actually, I think because they said Ateta tried wanted to sign again, they did the investigation. I think the guy actually, personality wise, many managers just decided, you know what,
stay away.
I don't want to bring this personality into my dressing room.
But it's going to mess up the other guys.
Yeah,
Which is
like
what the listeners have
I'm not
stated.
in the
That's
need.
right. You
There's not any club that really needs a striker like that right now.
And they don't
Um,
even need that much of a striker. They have a
You are laughing. It's
Havertz.
better
how
than
about
all
now?
your
Yeah,
front
first
three.
three.
Havertz is better than
who?
Who? My front three is
Hoyland. Oh, it's not better than Hoyland.
Hotland.
Okay,
It's not
okay. It's
better.
not better than Rashford.
Yeah,
No,
See
it's not
tech,
better.
see
It's
tech,
not better than
I
ZZ.
Alan.
think Rashford.
It's not better
Rashford is
than
going through
Garnacho.
a moment. Garnacho.
Oh, is
How
it
will you be
not better?
comparing
Is it
Havertz with
yes or
Garnacho? Is
no?
that not shameful?
Is it no?
Is
It's
that
not
not
a
shameful
shame.
to you that
You
you're
are the one
comparing
saying I say it's
Garnacho
better than all
to
United
Havertz?
fronts. You are saying it's not. I'm learning one by one now. You are ducking. Say things with
It's
your
not better than
chest.
Havertz to
So
me.
It's
so
not
now
so
so now
basically.
that
It's
transfer
not
window is
only
over.
Ahmad is my
Manchester
friend. It's
United
not
players
better than
that don't
Ahmad.
have mentality. Even the fans too, they don't have chest anymore. No mentality. And speaking,
No, it's not better than my
We have
front
reached
three.
1
uh
hour. God
Verstappen
Exactly.
bless
front,
So
this.
let's
Verstappen front is
So
mm,
so so now the transfer
Alaba.
window is over.
wait,
What would you
wait.
rate
Before
Man
before we go
U's
there, let's talk
transfer
about
window?
our own individual
First break.
prediction, right? Just to the fans, we made a prediction last week and we started a presentation table. This week, I'm leading. I'm only going to blow my trumpet this time because I'm not good at prediction, and this is the first time I'm winning any prediction ever. So,
Wow, I got zero
so
correct predictions.
this is
How is
this
that
is
possible?
the prediction. We predicted 5 games. Jude
I
was
mean,
indisposed
that
for
means
three.
scores. I talk in
Me and
terms
Johnny
of
Boy
score.
correctly predicted Newcastle.
Oh,
Yeah,
scores.
we had a
Oh.
correct
Yeah.
prediction that Newcastle was going to win 2-1. And yeah, so 5 points for me. And Johnny Boy predicted that.
Ah, wait. Sorry. Wait, hold on, hold on,
Right.
hold
So I
on,
can
hold on,
break it
hold on,
down.
hold on. Wait.
Right. So let's go point by
Wait.
point. If you
Wait.
want to do your own calculus. Point by point,
Okay.
right? We predict Manchester United
Okay.
Liverpool. I said Manchester United to win 3-2. Jude said United to win 2-1. You, Sean, said United to win 2-1. Boy said it's going to be a draw by 2-2.
No, wait. We don't. We should, because like let's not go through everything. I just want to understand. So your 5 points is and Johnny Boy's 3 points and my one
Yes.
point, just 1 point is correct
Yeah,
outcome 1 point. So there
You only
was
yeah, we
one
only
game
said
that we
Manchester
predicted the
To
United
correct
win.
win,
outcome.
yes.
Yeah, which was Man City. Man City's to win.
Man
That's
City
the
to
one
win
you
Yes.
got.
correct
You got one
outcome.
point.
Okay, correct prediction is
Mm.
scoreline.
Yes.
Let's talk about this thing at the transfer window since it's done. Let's give our
Arsenal
clubs grades.
1.5 out of 10.
I'll give them. I'll just be. I'll
No,
be.
there's
I'll
no
be. I'll be
niceness
nice.
involved.
3. Nah, 3 because at least they
No,
got
no,
this
no, no,
Sterling.
no.
That's why I
It's,
gave
it's
it a
even
3.
Sterling. It's
Usually I don't
Sterling
rate
that is
Sterling.
bringing the
Got
squad
it. You
down.
got the body.
It's Sterling that's bringing the squad down. You don't want to sign any forwards, and Sterling came to beg you guys that, oh, please take me. And you're like, oh, I guess, yeah, it's cheap. All right, yeah,
Yeah, and
he
then
can play in the front three.
the whole
Yeah, he
thing
can
of
work in the
Ateta
front
has
three.
worked
Let's
with
just
him.
let's just have him. It's good another body. So down 1.5 for me. You said 3. Manchester United, forget about the game in
Yeah, I
general
give it a
because
3.
they might still click later, they might still bang
Your
and
transfer
gel
window.
during the season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
based on the players you signed, what you
Me,
expected.
I still like
I
our
think I'll
transfer
probably
window.
I think I'll give them anywhere between 6 or 7 over 10. I think we are lacking. We actually need a left-footed left back, somebody who can just because Dalo is our weak point through, and it will
There's
be our
January
weak point
window, it
throughout this
means.
season. Dalo,
I gave you a simple
no,
like
it's not
solution
me
for that.
giving. If Ten Hag can
I
watch
said
you,
play Martinez.
listen to
After
you.
all, I remember very well that one of the reasons why
I
Arteta
just
wanted to
think
sign Martinez was because he could play as a
Rashford
left
not
back.
tracking back is not helping.
Yeah,
It's
but
easier to beat to beat.
like I said,
I'll still play Rashford. Let me show if like keep your face like that.
Ateta
He's not
adjusted
tracking back. Is
when he
bad.
started playing
If you
Kivior.
look at Saka and Trossard, they come back.
When he started playing Kivior, what did he do? He stopped Kivior
If
from
Ahmad
attacking,
can
and then
come back,
Ateta started
Garnacho can
attacking
come
through.
back, Rashford should come back. I don't see what he's doing with
Long
that
the
forward
ball.
where we don't
Long the
have the
ball.
ball.
Yeah,
The
but
one that they log
it's
at
just about knowing the
look
qualities of
at
it's
the
about knowing the qualities of your player.
then
If
I think
Martinez cannot attack,
we needed a winger that could cross or
You gave it a
score.
7. That's
Ahmad,
70%. It's still a high score. That
Ahmad.
A be that. Mm.
No, that's what I'm saying. That 2 out of what
No, or which
that's
one?
why I say
Which
six
one?
or
All this
seven.
or
That's what I
which
would give
one?
it. For me, it's 7 because I'll give it 6 because they sold Sancho because we had a winger
Okay,
in
so 6.
Sancho and they
60%. That's
sold
still a
him.
B. That's still a
So
B.
that
Sean T, your
because
rating for the transfer
60%
window.
is still okay.
Yeah, I'll give that an 8. I
Wow,
think we had a very good transfer
80% too.
window.
8.
Yeah, I think we had a very good transfer window. I mean, I know that you guys
We are not
are trying to
can't we
troll.
be happy for your
Um,
prediction again?
but
Nah, I'm surprised.
but from my
I'm
it's not a
surprised of
prediction
you.
Okay,
now, it's my assessment
sorry,
of the
yes.
situation. But from my perspective, like I think I mean, if for it to be any more perfect, right, we would have sold Casemiro, Ericsson, Lindelof. But I think the United team, I can't remember the last time that we signed a 16-year-old. It makes me feel like back in the day when we signed Rafael and Fabio and waited 2 years to see them. I like the signings that we made this season in defense, in midfield, in attack. I think United fans have to be ready to suffer for a few years, right? We have to think of this in terms of like projects. The only thing that will give us solace is the fact that we know that we'll still win it
Oh, okay,
Premier League
okay.
before
Yeah,
Arsenal.
what about
Uh,
team performance in the
so
weekend?
you know,
Let's rate our team performance in the weekend. I will start. Arsenal Brighton, 5 out of 10 is my rating for our team performance. Johnny Boy, what's your team rating? Yeah. Jude,
Five,
what
five
about
to five.
Massive.
Because even before Brighton scored,
yeah?
Arsenal had
Even
chances
after
to
that as well. Even
double
after
the
Brighton
lead.
scored,
So five.
Saka, Trossard, Odegaard, all of them.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, good.
Yeah.
I'll have
No.
Man City.
Manchester
Man City is a
United,
10.
Manchester
Liverpool is a
United
9.
performance, please. Team performance.
Liverpool is definitely 10 now for sure.
I think I
Man,
don't know.
man,
There's not
man,
nothing like zero over
man,
ten now. There's nothing
Yeah.
like zero.
They're not a
Everybody's
10.
zero. Go home. Like
They're not a
Jude,
10. They're
rate
just
all this
they
one.
just had to kill. They killed it.
We know,
They,
we
they would
agree.
have
Yeah.
scored more if they
exactly.
Rate
if they
the
wanted to be a 10.
Robertson said it now that
That's what
United
I'm saying. They
they
would
had
have
picture
scored
United.
more to
Okay,
be a
so
10. They are not
zero
a
for you as
10.
well then.
They were happy
Yeah.
with three now. They were happy with three.
For us, no, I give Liverpool 8. We take
All
2.
right then. On that lovely note, please guys press the like button. I'm sure you've enjoyed our conversation so far. Subscribe. We need you to subscribe, please. It's free. Help us grow the channel as well. And give your own comments
Like,
on the Manchester United versus Liverpool game on Ten Hag. And we've heard it here as well that Manchester United does not have mentality. So tell us if you agree with that statement or not. And
sadly, we are in
yes, until
international
the
window,
next
so
episode, people,
no fixtures.
take care. And we're going to see you next time. Peace.